Factoring trinomial in the form of x squared plus bx plus c. This is the coefficient is 1. Factoring trinomial, the idea of it, if you do have x squared plus a number times x plus a number times c or a minus, you're going to start with putting parentheses and factoring out the x squared, x here, and x there. X times x gives you x squared. Now the whole difficulty comes from figuring out what goes here from the numbers. And there's some tricks to find those two numbers. Now the first trick is those two numbers, I know about them that if you multiply them gives you c, and if you add them or subtract them give you b. So that's the whole point of this idea. It might seem gibberish right now, but you'll figure it out once you start the example. Now if we have trinomial x squared plus 9x plus 20. So we said the first step is to set up the parentheses and putting the x's at the front. The second step is to figure out the signs that goes after the x. If this is positive, that means the signs are the same and they're both positive. So we look back when they're the same. So they're both positive. Now this number right here represents the multiplication. So what two numbers? The multiplication is 20. We have like 20 times 1, 10 times 2, all these numbers. And the addition is 9 because this is a plus. Now, could it be 20 times 1? Well, if you add 20 plus 1 gives you 21, not 9. So it cannot be the first option. Could it be 10 times 2? Yes, the multiplication is 20, but the addition is 12, not 9. 5 times 4, the multiplication is 20 and the addition is 9. So we figured out the numbers by using those two numbers, 9 and the 20. So you figure out it's 5 and 4. So you put them after the x, and since they're both positive, it doesn't matter if you can put the 5 here as well. So this is the answer. The second example, if I have x squared minus 7x plus 12, well, we said you break out the x and you figure the signs are the same, so they're both negative. Now, numbers again, two numbers, multiplication is 12 and the addition is negative 7. Well, what two numbers of multiplication is 12? 12 times 1, 6 times 2, 4 times 3. Which one of these add up to give you a 7? Well, obviously it's not the first and the second, because this gives you 13, this gives you 8. The last one is the answer. So it's going to be 4 and 3. So it doesn't matter where you put them because they're the same sign. And that's the answer. Example 3, you would have different signs because this one is negative. So if I have a negative sign on the second one, you can get different signs. That means it could be a plus, could be a minus, could be a minus, could be a plus. So it doesn't matter where you put the signs, it would matter later on when you put the numbers. Now, what two numbers? The multiplication is 21 and the subtraction, since this one is negative, the subtraction is 4. Well, you have two options for multiplication. 21 times 1 gives you 21. But if I subtract 21 and 1 gives you 20. So that's not a 4. Obviously, it is the 7 and 3. So 7 times 3 is 21. 7 minus 3 is 4. Now, where do you put the 7? Where do you put the 3? So it does matter now. 7 positive since the 4 is positive. So 7 positive minus 3 gives you a positive 4. Example 4, you would have the same sign, the same example as number 3. You have this one is negative. That means they're different signs. So negative and positive or positive and negative. What two numbers? The multiplication is 30 and the subtraction is 7. Well, 30 times 1, could it be 30 minus 1 is 29, not 7. 15 times 2 is 30, but 15 minus 2 is 13. 10 times 3 is 30, but 10 minus 3 is 7. Oh, that's the one. So this is the answer. And since this one is negative 7, so the 10 has to be negative. So it's going to be minus 10 plus 3. So factoring trinomial, pretty simple. The second number represents the multiplication, and the one in the middle represents the addition or subtraction, depending on the second sign. Hopefully that make a good help for you, and go ahead and do the practice. Thank you for watching.